Hello everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Oblivion, here with Anaris and Breville. We just finished completing another one of Maglier's defaulted contracts. I guess it's only the second defaulted contract, but it's the third time we've helped out Maglier, although I guess the second time we helped out each other. And he seemed like he was coming around to me, like, you know, he seemed like, I don't know, kind of friends. And then he kind of became a jerk rather quickly. Although he did, I guess, you know, at the very least, he told me how to complete the contract. So I do appreciate that. But yeah, he's no longer on our side, or at least the Fighters Guild side. And I was about to head out, but it's actually nighttime. So we're gonna find a place to stay. I guess we'll sleep in the Fighters Guild here. That seems like a good place to rest. Maybe we'll stop by the chapel and just, I don't know, do some praying. Good evening. Sorry, it was rather rude of me to just walk by and not say anything. Or it would have been if I had done that. And then I think we'll be making our way back to court. Hello? What the? By the nines. What happened here? Hello? This is just like what happened at Anvil. No. This is horrible. Is anybody alive? They're all dead. Open the door with the chapel key. What is going on? Hello? Song of Pelennor. Everyone's dead. Olava the Fair and the Adabala. Doesn't seem like there's anybody left. I should probably report this. There's a Nern root. Everyone, maybe in the crypt. We got ghosts. I don't think this is what killed him. These are sanctified ghosts. I think that's all of them. And I can't believe it. How does nobody know about this? Nobody heard? Was Stendar, what happened? I gotta report this to the guards. Hello? Hey! Hey! It's horrible. No, not a good day. The entire chapel. There's a massacre. No, I'm serious. Go check it out.
Bye.
No. No. change of plans.
A pleasure to see you.
I have to stop this. I have to do it now. Some way, somehow, I have to get across that gap. I've got to complete the trial.
Good to see you.
People are dying. I have to stop it. So we're off to Leowin. Yeah, I didn't actually know that was there. I didn't know that was going to be the case. I don't think that's supposed to be there right now. I don't know. I've not really done this quest enough to know if that chapel's supposed to be attacked right now. But it has been, so, you know, Naris, I mean, listen, he's got doubts, but, like, nobody else is doing it, and good people are dying. He's not going to stand by and let that happen. He'll do what it takes. And right now, it takes him getting to Leowin and completing this damn trial. Maybe he'll read the books of Pelinal. We know that the merchant there is selling them. I don't know if I remembered to roleplay that with the first edition merchant guy in the Imperial City, but I had planned. I don't know if I had forgotten. Well, I had planned on asking that guy where I could get more of those books, and he would have told me that the Southern Books in Leowin should have the whole series. We're trying to avoid some of these creatures just because we don't really get anything out of killing them. Like, they don't have any loot for us anymore, and our blunt's already at max. Our block, I guess, could still get up, but yeah, I mean, that admittedly, like, a lot of this game I have planned out before the episodes, since I know Oblivion fairly well. That was not planned. I fully intended to go back to Coral and keep going with the Fighters Guild as Inara slowly comes to grips with, you know, all the doubts that he's had throughout this whole series. But that, like, I think that shock there probably woke him up. Woke him up a lot more than, you know, what I had planned. So we're going with it. Plus, we might get a new mace. That's always fun. What happened here? I guess I should investigate this instead. What you do with the rider? Paint horse, no rider. That troll came sprinting in here. Fort No More. Is that the fort that the court wizard came from? I don't think so. I think they were further north. Yep, riding through the night. That's how serious this is. No sleep. It's too important. Another chapel's been attacked. Water's Edge. Good old Water's Edge, where nobody's ever outside. It's a very introverted community. Got this fire out here, so at one point, there were at least 2 people who sat around that fire because there's 2 stools. I guess it could be 1 person and just switches seats every now and then. Here's the lodge. And how Mazoga's doing. What do we got over here? Is this a bandit? No. There's a guy going for a swim in his armor. No big deal. I guess I do kind of do that. Not out of leisure, though. Do it out of necessity. And if I was doing it at leisure, I'd definitely take the armor off, because who wants to go swimming in this armor? Alright. I've learned more since I failed this trial. Believe in myself, put faith in the gods. And there's a great need now. A great need. Hello.
So far, things have been quiet. After the horror in Anvil, the priests here are more than a bit nervous.
Yeah, well, there was an attack in the Breville chapel as well. Completely destroyed.
You too.
Yeah, you too.
Good tidings, citizen.
Alright. Altar of the Nine. Rejoice. This is Zenithar's chapel, right? Zenithar. I think Kinnereth would be next to them, but no, Kinnereth's over there. Well, they said that you were close to Kinnereth. And I've passed Kinnereth's trial. I like Kinnereth. Oh, that's not Kinnereth. Yeah, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. I like Kinnereth a lot. She might be my favorite of the 9. Alright. Let's try this again. Are you bad? You don't seem like you're bad. Hello. Tomb of Saint Calidus. Here we go again. I see it. The path. I'm done. Okay. The Mace of Zenithar. Mace of the Crusader. I've passed. I've recovered the Mace of the Crusader. I've completed Sir Ralphus's quest by recovering the Mace of the Crusader. I should return to the Priory and find out if there's any news of the remaining 2 relics. Make this my active quest. What's going on? Ugh. Alright, we've got the Mace of the Crusader. It is not... Well, I guess if I repair it, it might be the same power as the Daedric Mace. It does fire damage 14 points for 2 seconds, so 28 points in total. So that isn't necessarily better than the damage health by 30 points, but I'm not really sure how effective damage health tends to be. Let's go ahead and repair it up and see if it is worthy. It is. Oh, it's actually stronger. Well, there we go, guys. The Mace of the Crusader. Ooh, that is nice looking. Oh, look at that. Oh. Ah! Hey. Alright, it turned undead. Why are they attacking me now? What have I done wrong? Oh, did I have my weapon drawn? Is that what causes them to attack? A drawn weapon? What? No. There we go. Oh look, my boots are all... Well, everything's going crazy. I am the Crusader. I am the chosen one. What? Who are you? What are these things?
You'll never take me down. Show me what you've got.
Don't mind me.
You'll never take me down.
Show me what you've got.
Come on.
This is the part where you fall down and bleed to...
After recovering the mace of the Crusader, I found the minions of Umaril attacking the Chapel of Zenithar. They were all defeated, and the Leywind Chapel escaped desecration.
death.
I can't believe it. We survived. By the grace of the Nine, we survived. In no small part to you, Sir Knight. By your will, and the will of the Nine, the Chapel of Zenithar has held against this blasphemer. Sir, I pledge you my sword. I wish to join you in your quest to restore the Knights of the Nine and defeat this Umaril.
You fought well. I accept. Welcome to the Order, Caradus. Sir Caradus.
I can only hope to match your bravery and valor. I am honored to serve by your side. Allow me to fetch more suitable equipment. I shall return shortly.
Alright. You had a Legion shield.
I see in you the makings of a grand hero. You've saved our lives. We owe you a debt of thanks.
Don't mention it. You're welcome.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, who are you guys? Aliad Badax, Daedric. They're Daedra. What the? Their bodies are gone. Hey, Avarice.
I thought for sure that we would meet the same end as our comrades in Anvil. Thank you, Sir Knight. We are in your debt.
You're most welcome.
Good day.
It was thanks to your guidance I was able to procure the mace. You okay?
I can't believe it. You have the mace. And you stopped those horrible Daedra. I was wrong to doubt you. I ask your forgiveness.
Think nothing of it. I doubted myself.
Goodbye.
Goodbye. Alright. Gotta have a talk with the guards of these towns. They don't really do a good job of defending the town. The guards don't do a good job of guarding. Maybe whenever I have a moment I can look into that. Alright, well. Let's go ahead and grab some shut-eye. I'm glad I made it in time. Alright, beds. Where are there beds? There's a nice warhammer there. There's a bed. Oh, it's taken. I need a free bed.
How are you?
I'm great. How are you? Well, I mean, I'm alright, I guess. Oop. Basement. There's usually beds in the basement, right? Isn't that where you guys keep your beds? Oh, damn. This is one hell of a basement. Holy crap. Oh, this place is badass. Damn. I'm gonna have to come here to train. We do have oh wait, we have a house in Leywind, don't we? I completely forgot that we had a house in Leywind. Wonder why I chose Leywind for I guess it's because it's really far from my other house. Yeah, my Leywind house. We forgot about this place. Very homey, very cozy. I like it. Probably use like a a nice fire in here or something, though. I don't think I saw a fireplace. Guess maybe in Leia when it doesn't get too cold. Yeah, no fire, just some candles. Alright, let's check out the bookstore and buy the whole series of the Song of Pelennor Whitestrake. Probably want to take our... Actually, doesn't our helm give us, like, charisma? Gives us Riz. Yeah, personality by 25 points. We'll keep it on, then. Not that Anaris really needs the help in terms of buying things, but... Hello, Bugak.
An impressive feat of arms, closing that Oblivion gate outside Leowen. What can I do for you?
Appreciate the compliment. Here, I want to invest in your shop.
I would gladly let you invest in my shop. The extra coin will allow me to purchase more goods from adventurers, such as yourself.
Such as me?
Good that you want to get better.
You're a blunt trainer. Interesting.
Let's do business.
Let's do business. Anything I want to sell you? I don't think I really picked up anything from the last time we sold. Yeah, I just want... There we go. The Song of Pelennor. We've read Volume 1 and 2. I'm pretty sure. Volume 3 is what they didn't have at the Coral. Nope. At the Coral Chapel.
You too.
You too. Alright, let's find a place. I guess we could go... Let's go back to my house and read. Yeah, let's make use of that place. Spend a lot of money on it. I mean, not like a ton of money, but... enough money to, you know, want to make use of it. Man, I am really glowing these days. I've entered, like, the Avatar state or something. Kind of like, Zalia started doing when she became the Archmage. Alright. Guess this is probably the reading chair. It's a little cramped. I scoot it back a bit. Alright. Let's make sure we did read these. Did we read this? I don't remember reading this, so we're gonna read them all. Okay. Get comfortable, guys. Editor's note. Volumes 1 through 6 are taken from the so-called Riemann manuscript, located in the Imperial Library. It is a transcription of older fragments collected by an unknown scholar of the early Second Era. Beyond this, little is known of the original sources of these fragments, some of which appear to be from the same period, perhaps even from the same manuscript. But, as no scholarly consensus yet exists on dating these 6 fragments, no opinions will be offered here. That he took the name Pelennor was passing strange. We did read this one. I remember that conversation on his name. We'll read it all anyway. No matter his later sobriquets, which are many, that was an elvish name, and Pelennor was a scourge on that race, and not much given to irony. Pelennor was much too grim for that. Even in youth, he wore white hair, and trouble followed him. Perhaps his enemies named Pelennor of their own in their tongue, but that is doubtful, for it means glorious knight, and he was neither to them. Certainly, many others added to that name during his days in Tamriel. He was Pelennor the Whitestrake, because of his left hand, made of a killing light. He was Pelennor the Bloody, for he drank it in victory. He was Pelennor Insurgent, because he gave the Crusades a face. He was Pelennor in Triumph, as the words eventually became synonymous. And men-at-arms gave thanks to the Eight when they saw his banner coming through the war. He was Pelennor the Blamer, for he was quick to admonish those allies of his that favored tactics that ran counter to his, that is, sword theory. And he was Pelennor the Third, though whether this was because some said he was a god geyser, who had incarnated twice already before. Or that, simpler, he was the third version given to Perif Anon Alesia, in her prayers of liberation before he walked among the quarters of rebellion, is unknown. Okay. And then Perif spoke to the handmaiden, again, eyes to the heavens, which had not known kindness since the beginning of elven rule, and she spoke as a mortal, whose kindle is beloved by the gods for its strength and weakness, a humility that can burn with metaphor and yet break easily and always doomed to end in death. And this is why those who let their souls burn anyway are beloved of the dragon and his kin. And she said, "And this thing I have thought of, I have named it, and I call it freedom, which I think is just another word for Shazar who goes missing. You made the first rain at his sundering, and that is what I ask now for our alien masters, that we might sunder them fully, and repay their cruelty by dispersing them to drown in the Topol. Morahouse, your son, mighty and snorting, gore-horned, winged. When next he flies down, let him bring us anger." And then Kine granted Perif another symbol, a diamond soaked red with the blood of elves, whose facets could unsector and form into a man whose every angle could cut her jailers, and a name, Pelinil, which is the star-made night. And he was arrayed in armor from the future time, and he walked into the jungles of Cyrod, already killing Morahouse, stamping at his side, froth bloody and bellowing from excitement because the Pelinil was come. And Pelinil came to Perif's camp of rebels, holding a sword and mace, both encrusted with the smashed viscera of elven faces, feathers and magic beads, which were the markings of the Eliadun, stuck to the redness that hung from his weapons. And he lifted them, saying, These were their eastern chieftains, no longer full of talking." Damn. It's kind of ironic that I'm an elf, but maybe that's like a sign of the times, right? It's no longer elf versus human. It's mortal versus Daedra, right? Mortal versus immortal. So we're all in this together. Maybe it's a unifying thing that I was chosen. Volume 3. Pelinil Whitestrake was the enemy of all elfkind that lived in Cyrod in those days, Cyrod. Mainly, though, he took it upon himself to slay the sorcerer kings of the Aliads in pre-arranged open combats, rather than at war. The fields of rebellion he left to the growing armies of the Paravania and his bull nephew. Pelinil called out Haramir of Copper and Tea into a duel at the Tor, and ate his neck veins while screaming praise to Raymond, a name that no one knew yet. Gordhau, the Shaper's head was smashed upon the goat-faced altar of Ninindava. And in his wisdom, Pelinil set a small plague spell to keep that evil from reforming by welcome magic. Later that season, Pelinil slew Hadhol on the granite steps of Seatar, the Fire King's spears knowing their first refute. For a time, no weapon of the Aliads could pierce his armor, which Pelinil admitted was unlike any crafted by men, but would say no more even when pressed. When Huna, whom Pelinil raised from grain slave to hoplite and loved well, took death from an arrowhead made from the beak of Selethalo, the singer, the Whitestrake went on his first madness. He wrought destruction from Narlame all the way to Celadil, and erased those lands from the maps of elves and men, and all things in them. And Perif was forced to make sacrifice to the gods to keep them from leaving the earth in their disgust. And then came the storming of White Gold, where the Aliads had made pact with the Aurorans of Meridia, and summoned them, and appointed the terrible and golden-hued half-elf Umaril the Unfeathered as their champion. And, for the first time since his coming, it was Pelinil who was called out to battle by another. For Umaril had the blood of the Ada, and would never know death. That's actually kind of cool. I didn't think of it when we were doing it, because I don't remember this very well. But we killed, like, the so-called self-proclaimed last king of the aliens, right? With Umbacano. How he was hearkening back to his alien blood and was trying to, like, claim the throne. And we ended up killing him. That's actually a really happy coincidence that happened in Inaris' story and not somebody else's. Nice. Love it when the pieces fall together. Song of Pelennor, On His Deeds, Volume 4. What was this one titled? On His Enemy. What was this one titled? His Name is Coming. Okay. Pelennor drove the sorcerer armies past the Niben, claiming all the eastern lands for the rebellion of the Paravania, and Kyne had to send her rain to wash the blood from the villages and forts that no longer flew alien banners, for the armies of men needed to make camps of them as they went forward. And he broke the doors open for the prisoners of the Vatash, with the slave queen flying on Morahos above them. I think Morahos is a dragon. Maybe? The slave queen is Alessia. Alessia? What was her name? And men called her Alish for the first time. He entered the gate to win back the hands of the 1,000 strong of Sidor, a tribe now unknown but famous in those days, which the aliens had stolen in the night. 2,000 hands that he brought back in a wagon made of demon bone, whose wheels trailed the sound of women. When ill at heart. Text lost. And after the first pogrom, which consolidated the northern holdings for men of Creth, he stood with white hair gone brown with elf blood at the bridge of Helden, where Parif's falconers had sent for the Nords, and they, looking at him, said that Shor had returned, but he spat at their feet for profaning that name. He led them away into the heart of the hinterland west, to drive the aliens inward, toward the Tower of White Gold, a slow retreating circle that could not understand the power of man's sudden liberty and what fury idea that brought. His mace crushed the thunder knocks that Umaril sent as harriers on the rebellion's long march back south and east, and carried Morhas' breath of Kyne to Zothas, the clever-cutting man, a need with a Keptu name, for healing when the bull had fallen to a volley of bird beaks. And, of course, at the Council of Skiffs, where all of the Paravania's army and all of the Nords shook with fear at the storming of White Gold, so much so that Alesh herself counseled delay. Pelennor grew furious and made names of Umaril, and made names of what cowards he thought he saw around him, and then made for the tower by himself, for Pelennor often acted without thought. It's getting good. Volume 5. It is a solid truth that Morhas was the son of Kyne, but whether or not Pelennor was indeed the Shazarine is best left unsaid. For once Plantanu, who favored the short sword, said it, and that night he was smothered by moths. It is famous, though, that the two talked of each other as family, with Morhas as the lesser, and that Pelennor loved him and called him nephew. But these could be merely the fancies of immortals. Never did Pelennor counsel Morhas in time of war, for the man-bull fought magnificently. Also, Morhas is like a minotaur, and led men well, and never resorted to madness. But the White Strike did warn against the growing love with Parif. We are Ada, Mor, and change things through love. We must take care lest we beget more monsters on this earth. If you do not desist, she will take to you, and you will transform all Cyrod if you do this. And to this the bull became shy, for he was a bull, and he felt his form too ugly for the Paravania at all times, especially when she disrobed for him. He snorted, though, and shook his nose hoop, into the light of the Secunda moon and said, "She's like the shine on my nose hoop here, an accident sometimes, but whenever I move my head at night, she's there, and so you know what you ask is impossible." Interesting. Is that how Minotaurs formed? Volume 6. On his madness. And it is said that he emerged into the world like a potomaic, that is, born by Sithis, and all the forces of change therein. Still others, like Fifth of New Teed, say that beneath the Pelinol's star armor was a chest that gaped open to show no heart, only a red rage-shaped diamond fashion, singing like a mindless dragon, and that this was proof that he was a myth echo, and that where he trod were shapes of the first urging. Pelinol cared for none of this, and killed any who would speak god logic, except for fair Perith, who he said enacts rather than talks, as language without exertion is dead witness. When those soldiers who heard him say this stared blankly, he laughed and swung his sword, running into the rain of kine to slaughter their Ayleid captives, screaming, "O Akka, for our shared madness I do this. I watch you watching me watch back. I watch you watching me watching back. Umaril dares call us out, for that is how we made him." And it was during these fits of anger and nonsense that Pelinol would fall into madness, where whole swaths of land were devoured in divine rampage to become void. And Alessia would have to pray to the gods for their succor, and they would reach down as one mind and soothe the White Strake, until he no longer had the will to kill the earth and whole. And Garrod of the men of G once saw such a madness from afar and maneuvered, after it had abated, to drink together with Pelinol, and he asked what such an affliction felt like, to which Pelinol could only answer, "Like when the dream no longer needs its dreamer." Alright, now we get into 2 volumes that aren't in the Imperial Archives. Ooh, got pictures. Hey, that's me! Just with a different shield, and not a sword. Yet. On his battle with Umaril and his dismemberment. Editor's note. This fragment comes from a manuscript recovered from the ruins of the Alessian Order's monastery at Lake Canalus, which dates it sometime prior to the War of Righteousness, the First Era 2321. However, textual analysis suggests that this fragment actually preserves a very early form of the song, perhaps from the mid-6th century. And so after many battles with Umaril's allies, where dead Aurorans lay like candlelight around the throne, the Pelinol became surrounded by the last Ayleid sorcerer kings and their demons, each one heavy with Varlians. The White Strake cracked the floor with his mace, and they withdrew, and he said, "Bring me Umaril, that called me out." And, while mighty in his aspect and wicked, deathless golden Umaril favored ruin from afar over close combat, and so he tarried in the shadows of the White Tower before coming forth. More soldiers were sent against Pelinol to die, and yet they managed to pierce his armor with axes and arrows, for Umaril had wrought each one by long Varlians, which he had been hoarding since his first issue of Challenge. Presently the half-elf showed himself, bathed in meridian light, and he listed his bloodline in the Ayleidun, and spoke of his father, a god of the previous Kalpa's world river, and taking great delight in the heavy breathing of Pelinol, who had finally bled. Text lost. And Umaril was laid low, the angel face of his helm dented into an ugliness, which made Pelinol laugh, and his unfeathered wings broken off with sword strokes delivered while Pelinol stood frothing above him, insulting his ancestry and anyone else that took ship from old Elnofe. So yeah, we just read about old Elnofe in the last book, the children's version of the Anad. Yeah, in the last episode. Cool. Which angered the other elvish kings and drove them to a madness of their own. and they fell on him, speaking to their weapons, cutting the Pelennor into eighths, while he roared in confusion, which even the council of skiffs could hear. Texlos ran when Moore shook the whole of the tower with mighty bashing from his horns the next morning, and some were slain in overabundance in the taking, and men looked for more aliens to kill, but Pelennor had left none save those kings and demons that had already begun to flee. It was Morhas who found the White Strake's head, which the kings had left to prove their deeds, and they spoke, and Pelennor said things of regrets. But the rebellion had turned anyway, and more words were said between these immortals that even the Paravent would not deign to hear. Volume 8. On his revelation at the death of the Alash. This is the oldest and most fragmentary of all the extant Pelennor texts. It is, however, likely closest to the original spoken or sung form of the song, and therefore has great value despite its brevity. Strangely, it appears that Pelennor is present at Alessia's deathbed, although he was killed by Umaril earlier in the saga, years before Alessia's death. Some scholars believe that this fragment is not actually a part of the Song of Pelennor, but most accept its authenticity, although there is still much debate as to its significance. And left you to gather Sainu with my other half, who will bring light thereby to that mortal idea that brings the gods great joy, that is, freedom, which even the heavens do not truly know, which is why our Father, the text is lost, and those first days' spirits swirls before convention, that which we echoed in our earthly madness. Let us now take you up. We will show you our true faces, which eat one another in amnesia each age. So that's kind of saying we're taking Alessia up to see the gods, right? That basically is what it's saying. She's ascending. Huh. You know, Pelennor doesn't seem like the best person. Really, does he? Pretty badass, but maybe not the best person. I'm pretty sure all of these are not ones I'm allowed to use, these sigil stones, by the way. I don't know if I put them in there while you guys are watching or what, but... I'm assuming we read the Trials of St. Alessia. Did we read the Trials of St. Alessia? We must have, right? Yes, we did. Yes. Yes. Okay. All right. So yeah, we know a bit more about Pelennor. So he lost to Umaril and was cut into eighths. So Umaril escaped or was killed by the invading army after they chased after Pelennor, right? Because Pelennor went in there alone, killed all the aliens, but the kings in Umaril was defeated, and then the army broke through and killed the kings, and I'm assuming Umaril was assumed to be dead, but maybe he didn't actually die there. I don't know. It doesn't seem like he actually died, right? Because he's out here now, and we have to stop him. Maybe he got like sent through time. I don't know. I mean, Mana Marco somehow survives, so I guess we can assume that he could have survived as well in some capacity. He's obviously sending people out to attack the chapels, and now that he knows that I have the mace, he might be coming after me. Yeah, I don't think I'm like the reincarnated Pelennor or anything like that. I don't think Pelennor was ever mortal, right? He was a spirit, it seemed like. Although the fact that his name means glorious elf or glorious night in Elvish. And that's kind of what it's kind of what Inaris is. With some blemishes, for sure. But yeah, really cool stuff. Really cool stuff. And I can't get over how well it seems to fit with everything that we've been doing. Trust me, if it was planned, I'd be taking the credit. Yeah, so we're gonna get up to Prevail and then we're cut across to the Priory. And that should get us to around the end of the episode. I know we have some bandits that we could have taken out, but... we are still a little bit in a hurry, right? Because we know that it's possible that they are planning to attack more chapels, right? So we need to find where these other relics are. Because Umaril, if he was able to defeat Pelinal, who is essentially a god, we're gonna need everything at our disposal. I'm gonna have to get used to like the whole 2-second bit of damage. We're gonna have to like strike and then block more. Let's test it on this guy. What was that? Beautiful. I'll take your ebony war axe. Sell that. Get lockpicks too. I like it. I like it. We have to go a little slower to make sure we're not like overusing the enchantment. I like this little glowing effect I got going on me now. Ever since I got this mace. Ah, damn it. Where the heck are you going? Come here. There we go. My willpower's been damaged. No! My intelligence too. Freaking, I hate him. Oh, I can't go that way. Turn back. Man, really? This close to the road? Am I not on the road anymore? I'm not on the road anymore. I'm not sure how I lost the road, but... near Bonn. Have I been to Bonn? Yeah, Bonn. Okay, the road's right here, actually. It's because the road is so close to the edge of the map here. Alright, there's Breville. Got another bandit here. I'm gonna avoid him. I wonder if we can just go straight there now. Yeah, that... in fact, that's Erin's tower. That's the court mage I was thinking about. We saw, what was it, Nevermore? Fort Nevermore? Alright, I wonder if we can cut across now. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I think we're good. Is this, okay, yeah, that's... I was wondering if there's, like, a different area. But no, it's the same river. I gotta swim. I forgot how slow horses are swimming. Oh my god, this is horrible. Come on, get on that so we can jump. Oh, we didn't jump. Oh, that was weird. Took a face plant there. Why can't I sprint? There we go. Umaril. And we are the White Strake. Helena Whitestrake. Helena the Whitestrake. It was a cool story. Very, kind of reminds me of, like, you know, the same kind of, feeling of, like, the Iliad. You know, like these heroes that are over the top in their immortality and feats of strength, but ultimately have, like, a bit of tragedy in them, right? Like, he was defeated by the kings and Umaril, but then they still won. You know, Achilles, he died, but the Greeks still won at Troy. I don't know, maybe I'm stretching a bit there, but this is that whole idea of, like, you know, those mythical stories, I think, is what they were going for with that. Maybe not intentionally, maybe intentionally. I'll give him the, yeah, maybe it was probably intentional. No. All right. How do we get down this cliff? Here we go. Whoa, 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 whoa! Whoa, Nelly, whoa. I really hope we fix up this house one day. I know it's a little bit far from the priory, but it's not too far. I can fix it up, make it my own little house. All right, back in the priory. Oh, we got a horse here. Another horse. I wonder whose horse that is. Does it say? No, it's just a paint horse. Oh, you guys are still here, huh? Okay, well, enjoy your stay, I guess. Oh, that one guy, he said he would be right back, right? He was gonna go get changed. Is he gonna be here? I hope so.
Tonight, thank Arche you are back. I have terrible news. Sir Roderick, I think he's dead.
Sir Roderick? Who's that?
My master. We met you on the Pilgrim's Way. Back then, I thought for sure the gods had chosen him for a holy purpose.
I remember. What happened?
At first, things were going well. He prayed at all the shrines and received a vision, a disturbing vision. The shade of Sir Beric spoke to me was all he said. We must put him to rest. We traveled back and forth across Colovia. He was always asking about an old noble family, the Vlindrels. Finally, he found what he was looking for. We went to Underpall Cave, and there he fell.
What was he looking for?
He said that Sir Beric's tomb was in Underpall Cave, which is no cave, but some kind of buried keep. He had learned that Sir Beric had once been a questing knight, like us. He had found the greaves and sword of the Crusader, but then turned to evil. Sir Roderick hoped to find the relics within Sir Beric's tomb, and he did. But we also found a terrible guardian, the wraith of Lord Vlindrel, Sir Beric.
You know where the relics are, then?
Yes, my lord, and I brought you. Sir Roderick shouted for me to take them. The greaves, the holy relic, they're yours.
And the sword? What happened to it?
The wraith. It used it against Sir Roderick. I don't know how that evil thing could use the holy weapon, but it did. It screamed as it struck.
Take it easy. You're safe now.
I'm sorry. I remember Sir Roderick saying something about the sword before we went to Underpall. It may be important. He was worried that the sword may have been turned to evil, that it may have to be reconsecrated on the altar of its creator, the divine Arche. That's all I remember. I hope it may help you.
You did well, Lathon.
Thank you, Sir Knight. I would ask a boon if I could, although I know I do not deserve it. Would you make me a Knight of the Nine? I want to dedicate myself to ridding the world of evil. I owe it to Sir Roderick.
Kneel. I dub thee Sir Lathon. Rise.
Thank you. I mean, thank you, Sir Knight. I will not fail you. Give me a moment to arm myself, and I will accompany you to Underpaw Cave to destroy the foul wraith.
I don't know if that's such a good idea, but now I feel bad. I wonder if I was supposed to wait in the chapel for that other guy. I hope not. I hope he comes here. Kind of forgot about that. But we got the Greaves of the Crusader. Fortify, Restoration, and Destruction. By 9 points on Destruction. Nice. I don't know if they're better than my current Greaves, though. Fortify Fatigue by 55 points. I mean, it's pretty good. 11. Oh, let's go ahead and repair everything. Make sure it's in tip-top condition here. So we can compare it fairly. Alright, so this is 14. The Greaves are also 14. Okay. Throw them on. We gotta wear it, right? Blessing. Wait, what was that? Blessing of the 8 added to the player's spell list. Wait, we get a spell with this too? Blessing of the 8. Shield on touch 20% by 60 seconds. Alteration immune to silence. I can't be silenced with this? Oh, that's really good. I'm gonna put that on my bar. I'll put it at 7. Why not? We need to put these fatigue potions on our bar somewhere too. Where are they at? We'll start with the weak ones. We'll put it at 1, yeah. There we go, guys. We are really looking the part now. Okay, let's go talk to the ghosts real quick, see if they have anything to say. And see if he found his armor. All right. Sir Lathon?
I'm at your command, Sir Knight.
Follow me.
Of course.
All right, we have a squire or a knight. Hello, sir.
I hope I can help.
You can't,
Take
because you
care.
can't sell. You don't sell anything or buy anything. Where are the other knights? There's supposed to be 2, 3 other knights here. Where are they at?
Greetings, sir. Walk with the 9.
I guess you're the main guy.
How may I serve you, Commander?
I found the Mace of Zenithar.
You've passed Zenithar's challenge and redeemed Sir Ralvis. Oh, congratulations. Sir Junkin will be pleased to hear this.
We've also heard of Sir Beric. He has the sword.
It seems that he fell further into evil than even I had feared. I have no doubt that it all began on the day that he left the Order with the sword and Greaves. Sir Caius tried to stop him. They fought, and Sir Beric slew Sir Caius with the Holy Sword on the Priory steps. That was the end of the Old Order. Many of Sir Beric's friends left with him. I tried to hold the rest together, but it was no use. If you destroy the wraith that Sir Beric has become, you will be doing him a service. You must free him from the evil that has ensnared him.
I will. I will.
Go with virtue.
With virtue. Who's the guy that sent me on the mace quest? I'll talk to him. Junkin.
How may I serve you, Commander?
I have the mace and the boots.
So it was the boots that Sir Ralvis needed to complete his quest. What a fool I was to refuse to help him. I will carry this regret for all time.
I've got the boots.
You are an asset to your order. You have claimed the boots, and for this I am grateful. May the 9 guide your way.
And we're back. Sorry about that, guys. I ran out of disk space. So hopefully the first part of the recording is good, because that was the majority of it. I just wanted to talk to Ralvis real quick.
How may I serve you, Commander?
I found the Mace of Zenithar.
You've retrieved the mace. I can't believe it. Sir Knight, I bend my knee in awe at your wisdom. You deserve to carry the mace.
It was the boots, by the way. Tell me about the knights.
Our greed for the relics overshadowed our faith in the Nine. I can only hope that you are stronger than we were.
I will try my best to prove myself.
May your sword strike true.
Yeah, it seems like another really good kind of theme to fit with Anaris is the doubt that all these guys have in themselves, mirroring his own doubt. I love it. I love it. Alright, let's see if any of the knights are still around.
Hail, Commander.
Thedet. Erroldur. Where's our newest knight? Oh, nah. I think we left him. I think we forgot about him. Who are you?
We meet again. I am here to join your order, having received a divine vision from Kinnereth herself. I have been shown that to protect all Kinnereth's creations, I must take up your cause and be willing to lay down my life for you. So here I am. I have no doubt that our good works will be talked of in the eras to come.
Oh, well, I accept. Welcome to the order. I'm going to be honest, I kind of thought you were Kinnereth. You disappeared on me like that. Well, I guess you were serving her in your own way, right? In a way. I accept. Welcome.
Thank you. I shall serve the order to the best of my ability. I must change into something that suits a knight. Please excuse me.
Sure. Oh, well, let me get out of your way first. My goodness. She's really just pushing me out of the way. Got a lot of beds here. Are we actually going to get this many nights? I don't know. The other guy's supposed to be here, right? Maybe I just beat him here. Maybe he's taking his sweet time. I guess I did cut across country. So, Sir Lathan. Alright, nobody's out here, right? No. Okay, where are we going? This is Colovia, so that's up here, right? Ah, there it is. Underpaul Cave. So we can turn in our quest for the Fighters Guild when we go up there too. Perfect. Alright guys, we're going to wrap up the episode here. In the next episode, we will head up to Coral once more, turn in that quest, and find the Sword of the Crusader, which is going to be really exciting. Until then, I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll catch you later.